All right, while that previous lecture is uploading to YouTube, I will go ahead and talk about the last 3 steps of the HIV life cycle and the medications that are useful in this particular case. So once again, I'm going to put you all down on the desk and talk about the last 3 steps. So the next step we come to after reverse transcription is a process called integration. And according to our handout, HIV uses an enzyme called integrase, and it inserts the viral DNA that it's now changed into the cell's existing DNA. So not only does the virus hijack the cell's DNA and sort of take it over with its own RNA, it changes it, and then it's able to take that newly changed DNA that is now coding for the HIV polyprotein rather than the cell's DNA itself. So it almost kind of gets, before it was just mechanical, now it sort of gets into the computer and is able to keep making copy after copy of this viral DNA. So that's when we get a drug called integrase inhibitor, or INIs, and this stops the integrase from being able to do its enzyme thing, which is replacing existing DNA with viral DNA. And so our drug of choice here is under integrase inhibitors, and there are 3 of them listed, but one of them is very commonly listed. It's raltegravir, or Icentrus, and that's a very common drug given, although it is not safe for pregnant women, and it does have a lot of side effects, but it's pretty commonly given, and if the life cycle of the virus has not been interrupted to this point, it tries to stop that viral DNA, which has been changed from its RNA to becoming part of that cell. Then our last, the last chance to stop the HIV virus from replicating and reproducing is at the viral protein production point. And this is where we go back and we can use the other type of traditional drug, the older drug, which is the protease inhibitor. So protease, of course, is an enzyme that takes all those viral pieces from the DNA and cuts it into little pieces and uses those to produce the new virions. So if a protease inhibitor is taken, it says it prevents viral proteins from being processed into their active forms that can go on and become virions that burst out of the cell. There are a bunch given on page 100, and we really don't have a prototype drug, because they're just given according to what the healthcare provider thinks works for each person. But I do want to direct your attention to Indinavir, the 4th drug listed, the 4th protease inhibitor listed, because that's given in a form called Crixivan. And Crixivan was pretty commonly used, but it can cause a series of side effects called Crixbelly, that we will talk about in the next slide. And so not everybody is able to tolerate this particular type of drug, and they need to be changed to another protease inhibitor. So I'm going to stop with this handout now and go back to our PowerPoint and look at the last few parts of the HIV and retrovirus chapter.